Everyone, welcome to Badaboom. I'm Troy. Today, I want to talk to you about the new Batman animated series, Caped Crusader. It's currently available on Amazon Prime, and all 10 episodes are out. Each episode's about 25 minutes long or so you can watch it all at once or just here or there. But let's dive in. Let's talk about what I like about this series and what I think it could do better. First off, the series has got some heavy hitters behind it. We've got Timm and we've got J.J. Abrams. So now the animation's on point and the storytelling is on point. Well, yes and no. If you're like me and you grew up watching Batman the Animated Series, Superman Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, that animation style for me is like peak. It's classic. It's the animation style that I love and look forward to. It has that kind of nostalgic feel for me for it. This animation style is good, but it has a kind of childlike aspect to it. It's easy to recognize this is made for kind of kids in mind. Now, it's tough to say that at the moment because in the first episode, light spoilers, we do see someone die pretty fast. So it's kind of we're trying to balance this out a bit where there are some dark things, but it's drawn not as realistic, more like a kid's show. So, give and take a little bit. But because of that, I think that they're able to do more of those things than maybe not before. But I still think Batman the Animated Series, there are times where it doesn't necessarily show someone dying, but we kind of we get the gist. And that's the same thing here. We never really see anyone die on screen, but we see someone take a fall or slip and we're oh, we can piece it together. So the animation style maybe isn't as justified, but it just reminds me a lot of the styles that DC has used in the past when they're creating content that's for kids, which, this is fine. It can be for a mixed audience. That's totally fine. You could probably find a kid that is 10, 11, 12 years old and watch this with them and still think, hey, that's okay. It's fine. So animation style, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's doing a good job of lending to the storytelling. Now, what about the storytelling? Well, I think they were doing a great job with that too. One of the things I really like about this story, and I think we are seeing a return to, is where we're seeing a return to heroes just being good heroes and doing the right things for the right reasons. If you've watched My Adventures with Superman, you should definitely watch it, but I will say that series is just all about Superman being a good Superman and wanting to be a good guy and do the right things for the right reasons because that's just who he is. And in this, we kind of see Batman doing the same thing. We see him wanting to fight crime, stop criminals and evil in Gotham because he was a victim of it when he was a kid. He's doing it for the right reasons. He's not doing it because he wants revenge or he's vengeful or he's justice. He's doing it because he has that piece of empathy in him where he knows he went through that as a kid and he doesn't want to see other people go through that as well. And they explored this in episode 3 a little bit deeper when he has court-ordered counseling with Harley Quinzel, Dr. Harley Quinzel. So we explored it there, and I think that's maybe for the viewers to kind of see how we think he is touching into his empathy in it. That's kind of what I got from that aspect of the episode. But what do you guys think? Watch it and let us know in the comments. But also in that episode, we explore if Batman is Bruce Wayne or if he's Batman a little bit more, the differences between them and how he's kind of concealing himself, which this is, again, good writing and good direction that they gave the voice actor. In previous takes of Batman, mostly thinking of Jensen Ackles, it was really hard for me to tell if he's being Batman or if he's trying to play Bruce Wayne. Now, to his credit, Jensen Ackles doesn't have a lot of scenes where he is being Bruce Wayne. He's Batman in almost every scene he's in, which is fine. But when he needs to be Bruce Wayne, it's there's just not that much of a difference for me to tell what he's going for because he's doing the same low voice the entire time. In this series, we see the voice actor that plays Bruce Wayne. He does a really good job of changing his voice so we know he is being Bruce Wayne in the scene. And then as soon as he's done being Bruce Wayne, he clicks back into being the Batman voice. There's a scene where it's just Bruce and Alfred in the car. No one's around, and he instantly goes back into being the low voice Batman. And I think that's a really good testament to showing that Bruce never really kind of got back to being Bruce, and he's always Batman. When he's Bruce, it's Batman wearing the mask of Bruce. It's a great storytelling aspect just by using that change in voice. And I think they did a really good job with it. I'm excited to see how they continue to use it throughout the series because, again, like I said, I'm only on episode 4, but already they've made a clear distinction between who Bruce is and who Batman is. And Bruce is just Batman wearing the Bruce mask at that time. And that also goes further to show how this version of Batman is constantly trying to just be Batman all the time because he doesn't see his identity separately as Bruce. He's just Batman after his parents died. Also, a unique twist on this is that we might think that, this series takes place in the Batman kind of year 1 time. The police aren't on his side yet. He's still running from them, but trying to, save people. And the first couple episodes are definitely him trying to avoid the police at certain times. So it's about year 1. And during this process of seeing he's in year 1, we don't get an exact time frame of when this series takes place, but it's kind of safe to say this takes place maybe late 1940s, maybe in the 1950s, maybe even earlier than that. I'm kind of just going on how people are dressed and the way the cars look and the cars are built. So that doesn't really play into a huge story aspect for me, but overall, I think it's a unique take to say, let's place this so far back instead of saying, yeah, we could do this in the 80s or the 90s or whatever. It's kind of in the sweet spot between some of the older series we've seen and then also some of the newer series we've seen. So it's an interesting time frame, and I don't think it holds it back really in any way because the story is still there. And everything that we do when it comes to storytelling aspects, yeah, you could have placed this in the future and still made a lot of it happen, or placed it in modern times. But it also works just as well by having it being placed right here where it is. So overall, I think it's a great series. I'm only 4 episodes in, and they've already done a great job of dropping some Easter eggs. For example, Dr. Harley Quinzel, she's already in a couple episodes, but she says she's studied under Dr. Crane. So, dropping some Easter eggs there, we'll hopefully be able to see the Scarecrow later on in the series. Do you guys like the series? Have you checked it out yet? Let us know in the comments below what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, bada boom!